Coming up on Tech Edge, it's summer, so we're going to talk about professional development and graduate school. Hi, I'm Guy Trainin.
And I'm Amanda Hall.
And this is Tech Edge. And today, because it's summer, we're going to talk about some apps that help you if you're going to graduate school or if you're doing professional development. And we're going to choose a few apps that are appropriate if you're going here, because that's what we're most familiar with. But we actually know that that's going to work almost anywhere you go. There are at least parallel options or the same exact options depending on the apps. And the first app we're going to talk about, just briefly, is to remind you that iTunes U is a great opportunity. You can find almost anything on it, you don't have to pay for it, and you can download whole shows. Obviously, our show is on iTunes U. You might be watching it on YouTube, but it is available on iTunes U as well. So you can get as little or as much as you want from iTunes U. But what we want to show you today are more specific apps that would help you as you navigate graduate school or professional development. And the first one is the Nebraska App.
Well, some of the great things about the Nebraska app is you can see the courses and the events going on at UNL. So that's really helpful to incoming freshmen or just anybody in particular who's going to UNL.
And the Nebraska app is both an iPhone and an iPad app, so you don't have to restrict yourself to one thing or the other, which is, again, great.
And it's free also, so that's a great thing for low budget.
And it's made by a company that actually makes them for a lot of universities. It started with a program called iStanford, and it went from there. So there are actually a lot of universities that are coming up with them.
All right, this is the Nebraska app, and the really great thing about it is you can click on here and look at all the courses offered. And if you want to search for one in particular for all Teach classes, all you have to do is just type in Teach. And then it gives you all the classes that they offer at campus. You can click on one of the classes, and then you can click on Summer, and it'll tell you everything that you need in advance for it and how many credits are offered. And if you go back, you can also do events and maps. For maps, you can look at all of City Campus or East Campus, and it does give you your location.
The great thing about this is if you're lost and you've never been to a building, this will help you locate yourself and where you need to go. And as you can see over there, you can also go to the library website and directly look at your account, and if you need something, where the libraries are, what hours they are, and all of that. So you get a lot of information directly from this app. And again, I think the important thing to remember that while this is all about Nebraska and UNL, most campuses, or a good portion of the bigger campuses around the nation, have a similar app, if not the exact same app.
So the next app we're going to talk about is the Blackboard app, and this is current with UNL. And on here it lists all the organizations that you are currently in, and you can click on them, and then you can see certain discussion boards or documents that might go for your classes.
And so it has both organizations and classes that you're in. The one criticism that I have about it is when you look at the list of classes, all the classes, past and present, show up at once. So at the beginning of your career at the university, or if you just started graduate school, there are going to be very few of those. As you spend time there, you're going to get quite a long list. And that's when having the favorites, which are the ones you're taking right now, marked separately and going there, that's a lot easier to find your classes. It is very good to do discussion board on this. It is fantastic to look at documents and do some communication like email. Other things, especially things that go deeper into the app, it'll simply take you to a web page, just like any other web page that you would use.
This is the Blackboard app at UNL, and you can see on the side there's organizations and courses that you're involved in at UNL. And as you can see, if you click on a course, it gives you everything that has to deal with the course. So if I want to look at the discussion board for SPED 406, you can look and you can see the reading reflections. So it's really great if you're not available to an actual computer, you can take this along and you can still be able to access stuff for the class. Also, if you want to look at your grades, you're able to do that. Since this is guys, it's not going to show any grades at this time.
Yeah,
But if
I
there's,
give the grades, but I don't get them.
right, and if there's any announcements, you can kind of see if the teacher has said anything or if class got canceled or what's going on at the time.
Now I'd like to talk about 3 different textbook apps. The first one is iBooks. iBooks is the native app for books on the iPad, and it is a very easy way to get access to some very good textbooks. Not all of them, though, are available. A second one, and that's what I'm going to spend quite a bit of the time as I show around it, is called CourseSmart, and that is an app that is shared by most of the major publishers right now in the United States, and it gives you access to specific textbooks. It's got a very wide array of available textbooks electronically. And the third one is called Know. It's spelled K-N-O. And that has a limited variety of text, but that has a lot of potential into the future, so I'll briefly show you that one as well. And to finish off, I want to mention that LinkedIn, which is an app and a website that is all about creating your own personal, professional profile. So unlike Facebook, this is social for professional reasons. It helps look for jobs, it helps to present you for employers, and it helps employers look for potential workers. But it has created within it the option to have professional groups based on a variety of ways. And it has some interesting groups that allow professional development. One of them is struggling readers, so it has a focus on people who work with struggling readers and what they do, and this is what we do, what I do personally quite a bit, so I'm a member of that group, and it's an open group. And we also have a Tech Edge group, so if you're interested in technology integration in the classroom, especially the elementary classroom, I suggest you create a profile and look for us on LinkedIn, and we'd be happy to let you into our professional learning community and share with you the videos we make, and you can share with other professionals the things you're creating in the classroom, hear what others are doing, so it's another great way to do professional development. So this is the CourseSmart app, and as you can see, this is my bookshelf with multiple books that I've used before on different devices. They don't have to constantly be on your machine. As long as you have the right to them, you can keep them off the machine and download them to the machine when you're actually taking the class. That's why there are the little arrows. But what I want to show you is the book I'm working with right now. This is called 50 Literacy Strategies. And what you can see is this is an exact replica of the text. You scroll through just by going with your finger from right to left. At any page that you are, you can add a note. So you can actually annotate the book as you go along, just like writing on the margins, and the notes can be exported and they will stay on the page that you had them. As anytime you open the book, they will be in there. So you can just get the note, write something in there, and that note stays. Or you can erase it, of course. You can go to any page, so navigation is fairly easy. Or you can navigate by going to the table of contents. It gives you the table of contents and allows you to go to any page you would like to see. So this is word sorts, and you go immediately to that strategy. And again, you can scroll from one to the other. So this is a good way to get access to the same kind of text that you would in the classroom. It usually does not have any added movies or other materials that aren't included in the book. This is the Know app. Now, the Know app has much deeper content. Here you have much deeper text with more applications. So for example, you see that there's a lot more visual material included. There are movies included. You can go into a specific page and learn more. So this is the beginning of chapter 5. And you scroll across and you can see that the materials are very crisp, very clear. They're designed to be on a digital mode. And you can enlarge any picture, and you can tag it. So you say, this is really important, this is actually probably not important. But the minute you tag something as important, it gets collected in a special journal that allows you to collect your notes over time. If you press on the plus, it simply tracks which page you're on. If you press at the edges of the page, it allows you to switch between everything you're doing and have some control, so you can go to your journal where you have your notes. You see, we took that picture, put it in our journal, so it's right now over there. We can go back to our book that is bookmarked. Or we can go to flashcards, and flashcards allow you to practice vocabulary and other concepts, so it's part of the service. As I said, this is deeper content that allows you to play a lot more. So we go back, and we can scroll through the book and examine different aspects of it. So this is a different take. This is closer to what iBooks is trying to do with the textbook industry, and that is to produce a different kind of textbook.
So today we talked about professional apps that can go towards graduate students or professional development.
And that's all for today. We'll see you next time on Tech Edge.